So, what if I told you that, well, that the most popular advice out there for bringing home a rescue dog, it might actually be setting you and your new dog up for failure? I mean, it's a shocking number of dogs, really. Up to 1 in 5 in some studies are returned to shelters. And a huge portion of those returns, they're linked directly to the chaos and the misunderstanding of that first week. You know, the internet is full of these viral videos of grateful rescues, but the biological reality for most of these animals it's just far different. Research from veterinary behaviorists reveals a hidden truth about this critical period, a truth that, honestly, most new owners are completely unprepared for. So I'm going to give you the raw, honest, day-by-day playbook for what that first week actually looks like. Yeah, this is the un-Instagrammable truth. And you'll want to stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the single most important action you must take on day 7. It's a real pivot point, one that can define the foundation of your entire relationship with your dog for years to come. The moment you bring a rescue dog into your home, you're not just bringing home a pet, you're bringing home a survivor of loss, of chaos, of an environment that is, well, physiologically and psychologically damaging. Shelters, even the best ones, are just a storm of noise and strange smells and constant stress. There was a 2023 study in the journal Animals that highlighted that confinement in a shelter, it results in measurable, stressful behavioral and physiologic changes. Their cortisol levels, that's the primary stress hormone, they're often sky high. So when they enter your quiet, peaceful home, they don't feel relief. They feel suspicion. They feel overwhelmed. They're in a state of really profound shock. And this brings us to the first, and I think the most misunderstood phase of their journey. Okay, so point 1, the decompression myth and the reality of shutdown. This is for days 1 and 2. Now, you've probably heard of the 3-3-3 rule. 3 days to decompress, 3 weeks to learn your routine, 3 months to feel at home. It's a nice, tidy little package, right? But it's a dangerous oversimplification. The first 72 hours are not about decompressing in the way we think of it, like, relaxing after a long day. It's about survival. For the first 24 to 48 hours, a lot of dogs enter a state known as behavioral shutdown. I mean, imagine you've just been through a traumatic event and you're dropped into a foreign country where you don't speak the language. You wouldn't be exploring and making friends, would you? You'd be quiet, you'd be observant, you'd be trying not to draw attention to yourself until you figured out if you were safe. That is your dog on day 1. So what does this shutdown actually look like? This is often the first major surprise for new owners. It often looks like a perfect dog. They might not eat or drink much. They might find a corner, maybe a space under a table or a crate, and just stay there. They might sleep an extraordinary amount, and that's not because they're relaxed, but because their body is forcing a hard reset from all that chronic stress. They might follow you silently from room to room, and it's not out of affection, but out of a primal need to keep the one semi-predictable thing in this new world in their sight. They are really unlikely to play, unlikely to solicit affection. They are, in essence, a ghost in your house. And here is the critical, really counterintuitive truth. A dog that is too good in the first 48 hours is often a dog under extreme stress. The absence of bad behavior isn't a sign of a good dog. It's a sign of a dog too terrified to put a foot wrong. They aren't chewing your shoes or barking at the window because they're conserving all their energy just to process everything. Your job during these first 2 days is not to socialize them or show them love. Your job is to be wallpaper, firm. You are a calm, predictable, and utterly boring part of the new environment. So here's the playbook for days 1 and 2. 1. Leash on always. When you first get home, don't just open the car door. Take them leashed directly to their potty spot. Wait patiently. When they go, just give quiet, calm praise. Good job. That's it. Then bring them inside, still on the leash. For the first few hours, keep that leash on, even inside. It's not for control, it's a safety line. It prevents them from bolting or getting stuck somewhere in a panic.
2, no grand tours. Don't walk them through every room of the house. It's just overwhelming. Gate off or close doors to create a smaller, manageable living area. Their whole world should be small and simple. Their bed, their water bowl, the door to the outside, and you. 3, offer, don't force. Put down food and water. If they don't eat, don't worry. This is incredibly common. A stressed animal's digestive system just kind of shuts down. Just make sure it's available. Don't hover over the bowl or try to coax them. Just offer. They'll eat when their body feels safe enough to eat. And 4, no visitors. Period. Emphatic. This is non-negotiable. Do not invite your friends, your family, or neighbors over to meet the new dog. Your dog is just not ready. You'd be adding an immense layer of social pressure they just cannot handle. The goal of the first 48 hours is simple. Do nothing. You are proving to them through your inaction that this place is not threatening. You're a source of food, water, and quiet. That's it. You're starting to drain the cortisol from their system, one boring, predictable hour at a time. But this quiet period is a false summit, and what comes next is often when new owners really start to panic. Which brings us to point 2, the thaw and the first behavioral storms. This is days 3 and 4. Around day 3, something starts to shift. The ghost in your house begins to materialize. This is the thaw. The immediate paralyzing shock is wearing off, and the dog's, well, their actual personality starts to peek through the cracks. And guess what? That personality is often scared, confused, and anxious. This is where you might see the first problems. Potty training regression? Very common. A dog that was perfectly house-trained in a foster home or at the shelter might suddenly have accidents. Why? Because the rules they learned in one location, they don't automatically transfer to another location. Their brain is just too overloaded to generalize, don't pee inside that house, to don't pee inside any house. So, take them out frequently, like a brand new puppy, and reward them calmly when they go in the right spot. They might start to test boundaries. They might jump on the couch you don't want them on. They might put their paws on the counter. This isn't defiance, it's information gathering. They're like a scientist in a new lab, just running experiments to see what the rules are. What happens if I do this? And your job is to be a calm, consistent teacher. No yelling. A simple off and redirecting them to their bed with a treat is all you need. And here's the most shocking part for a lot of owners, and this is backed by research. A landmark study that tracked dog behavior using the C-BARQ, that's the Canine Behavioral Assessment and Research Questionnaire. It found that behaviors like stranger-directed aggression and excitability actually increased significantly between day 7 and day 90. Think about that. The dog gets more reactive, not less, as they settle in. Why? Because on day 3, they finally feel safe enough to show you their fear. That growl at the mail carrier or the bark at a passing dog isn't a sign of them getting worse. No, it's the first time they have felt secure enough to express their anxiety instead of bottling it up. It's a distress signal. During days 3 and 4, you are a calm observer and a gentle guide. You're looking for these first glimmers of their true self. Maybe it's a little flicker of a tail wag. Maybe they make eye contact for just a split second longer than before. They're monumental victories. Acknowledge them with a soft word, but don't overwhelm the moment. The thaw is a fragile time. Your goal isn't to fix these new behaviors, but to understand them as communication. The dog is finally starting to talk to you, and you need to learn their language. And the most powerful way to do that is by building a world they can understand. So, point 3, the power of predictability. This is about building a bedrock of routine for days 5 and 6. By now, the dog has survived. They're starting to understand the basic layout of their small world. Now, you have to give them the greatest gift you can possibly offer a stressed animal, a completely predictable routine. Anxiety is born from uncertainty, right? A routine is the ultimate anxiety killer. When a dog knows what is going to happen and when it's going to happen, their brain can stop spending all its resources on scanning for threats. It frees up all this cognitive space for learning and for bonding. This is more than just, feeding them at the same time. This is about creating a daily rhythm, a predictable pulse to their life. For days 5 and 6, your schedule should be almost monastic in its consistency. Wake up at the same time, first thing, every single time, outside for a potty break. Feed them in the same spot at the same time. Use a simple bowl. Don't introduce some complex puzzle feeder yet. Make success easy. Walks should be short and quiet. The goal isn't exercise, it is sniffing and stress relief. Let them sniff. Sniffing actually lowers a dog's heart rate. It's a self-soothing behavior. Walk the same route. The novelty of new sights and sounds is still too much, and quiet time is enforced. After a walk and a meal, guide them to their bed for enforced downtime. This teaches them how to settle, a skill a lot of rescues lack. You can just sit nearby and read a book. Your calm presence is what matters. The evening routine is identical. Last potty break right before bed. I remember with one of my own rescues, a beautiful but terrified shepherd mix named Finn. For the first 4 days, he was just a statue. He would only eat when I left the room. On day 5, I committed to this exact type of rigid schedule, and at 5:01 p.m., as I walked to the pantry to get his food, his tail gave a single tentative thump against the floor. It was the first sign of positive anticipation he had shown. He was learning the rhythm. He was learning that 5 p.m. meant something good was about to happen. He was learning to trust the future, even just 5 minutes into it. That single thump, that was the start of everything. So, if you're finding this deep dive into a dog's psychology helpful, and if it's giving you a new perspective on building that bond, do me a favor and maybe hit that like or follow button wherever you're listening. It truly helps get this information out to more people who are starting this journey. And be sure to subscribe, because what we're talking about today is the foundation, and in future episodes we'll build on this. We'll cover what to do when challenges like separation anxiety or leash reactivity pop up beyond this first week. Okay, so this routine isn't just about logistics, it is a promise. It's you communicating to your dog in the only language they understand, the language of action, that you are reliable, you are safe, you are predictable. You are building the foundation stone by stone. But day 7, that's when you place the cornerstone. It's when you pivot from passive safety to active partnership, which brings us to point 4, the 7th day pivot, from decompression to connection. This is the moment we've been building towards all week. For 6 days, you have been a manager of their environment, you've been a provider of safety and predictability, you have successfully lowered their stress levels to a point where their brain is no longer in pure survival mode. They are ready to learn. On day 7, you make a crucial pivot. You introduce one simple, positive, and interactive experience. This is not the day for the dog park. This is not the day for a big family barbecue. It's not the day to introduce them to your friend's hyperactive Labrador. You are going to conduct the very first 3-minute training session. It's incredibly simple. You'll need a few high-value treats, something better than their regular kibble, tiny pieces of chicken or cheese. And here's the game. It's called the name game. First, say your dog's name in a happy, upbeat tone. The instant they look at you, even for a millisecond, say yes and give them a treat. That's it. Wait a few seconds, let them look away, and repeat. Do this for no more than 3 minutes. What have you just accomplished? Something profound. For the first time, you have shown them that good things don't just happen in this new world. They can make good things happen. They have agency. By performing a simple action, looking at you, they earned a reward. This is the bedrock of all positive reinforcement training and the beginning of a two-way conversation. You are shifting their brain from a state of learned helplessness, which is so common in shelter dogs, to a state of optimistic engagement. Another option for day 7 is introducing a very simple puzzle toy, like a Kong with a little bit of peanut butter inside. This isn't just a treat, it's a problem to solve. It engages their brain in a focused, productive way, and it ends with a positive reward. The choice of activity is less important than the principle. A short, simple, positive interaction that the dog can win. You are laying the very first brick of their confidence. You are showing them that engaging with you is not only safe, it's profitable. This small pivot on day 7 is everything. It marks the end of the initial shutdown and the beginning of building a relationship. You've moved from being a caretaker to being a partner. You've given them a glimpse of a future where they are not just a survivor, but an active, joyful participant in their own life. That first week, it's a raw, exhausting, and emotionally complex journey. It's not about instant love or picture-perfect moments. It's about understanding the deep biological impact of stress and trauma, and having the patience to provide a quiet, predictable space for healing. It's about moving from a state of total shutdown on day 1 through the confusing thaw of their personality to that pivotal moment on day 7 where you finally begin to build a true connection. This week will test you, but if you can give your new dog the gift of patience and predictability, they will give you a lifetime of trust in return. Now, I have a question for you. For those of you who've been through this, what was the one behavior in your rescue dog's first week that surprised you the most, good or bad? Share your story in the comments or reviews section. Your experience could be exactly what another new owner needs to hear. Thank you for listening.